You all must have heard I'm a real nerd. People say I'm a fool, but they never got the news that I'm a wild one. Oh yeah, I'm a wild one. You better turn it up, better keep the channel down, cause you're watching Vilemike and his real wild child. Oh yeah, I'm a wild one. You better turn it up, better keep the channel down, cause you're watching Vilemike and his real wild child.
Well, howdy, folks. It's Vilemike here. And yes, if you notice on the YouTube page, there is a poll right now. And that's due to a thing that happened on my day job. But before I get to that, how you doing, Elihu?
Okay.
I've told a bunch of stories about stuff that has happened during my day job. Because for those that don't know, I'm a merchandiser, and the stores I work in are Walmarts. And we all know that Walmart just has the top tier clientele of humanity.
Oh, Wally World.
So, one of my jobs is to pack out certain magazines. Okay. We have a client, they have magazines, they want us to pack them out. As I was packing out the magazines, now these are, magazines have people on the covers. This particular one had a picture of a woman.
I think I know the answer.
I put the magazine on the shelf as someone was walking up to me. This woman walks up to me and says, "Excuse me, where is the paint department?" Looks at the magazine that I just packed out and says, "That bitch never happened." Actually, they said that person's name and then "that bitch never happened." But I'm omitting the name because I want to see, who do you think that was?
Yeah, I think I know who you're talking about.
And I'm just like, I was kind of blown away. I literally, the rest of the conversation was, no. And she just walked away. So, yeah, that was like one of the weirdest things that happened to me all week. Not the weirdest, but one of the weirdest. And Jordan's in the house. 47 Yorktown says he's going to need more info before voting. I wonder if by the little bit of story I told, you're going to be able to figure it out.
Yeah, just by the names alone, I'm like, well, I could think of one, but I'm like, yeah, I do a little more context. And now I know, like, okay, it wasn't what I was thinking of.
Sorry, I forgot to pop out the chat, so I'm going back to the video and I had to mute it. Because I need to go to the chat, because so far we have Greta Thunberg in the first place, followed by, why isn't it not showing now? There we go. Ellen DeGeneres. So we'll keep I'll say who it is and say in like 5 minutes.
I say it's Ellen DeGeneres. Come on, just keep swimming, just keep swimming. Oh, shut up, bitch, just drown already.
Sorry, I like Jordan's. Oh wait, we weren't voting on who's the biggest bitch.
Yeah, I would have voted Ellen anyway.
If it was biggest bitch out of those, it definitely would have been Ellen as well.
Yes, rumors from her staff. Yeah.
Yeah. He's the only one on that list I would qualify as a bitch right now.
Yeah, that's somebody who I would never want to meet in person.
I probably wouldn't mind meeting her in person, but I probably wouldn't want to, be her friend. That's for sure.
I met Sean Penn in person. I don't want to be his friend. He's a weirdo. Oh, he's a nice weirdo, but he's still a weirdo.
Why is it some of the best actors are fucking people that are just I would never want to see in person? Or I like Johnny Depp. I think is one of the best actual actors in existence. Christian Bale is a great actor when he because he goes the extra mile. But they're all assholes.
Sylvester Stallone, asshole.
But he's not real. I wouldn't say he's a great actor.
Okay.
He plays the same person in every fucking role himself.
Yeah.
Same with Arnold Schwarzenegger. Same with most comedians. They don't really have a range. So, I mean, Dwayne Johnson plays the same fucking person in every single role he plays. And from everything I've heard, he's a great guy.
Every single movie he's in, he does the little eyebrow raise.
No, one of the funniest things about Dwayne Johnson was someone did like a screen grab of a bunch of his movies and was like, can you tell which movie Dwayne Johnson is in by his outfit? And the truth is, I couldn't tell a single freaking one because he's always in the same outfit. Not always, but he's like 90% in the same fucking outfit.
Oh, boy.
I mean, literally, one of them was like, oh, I know that one's Fast and the Furious because he's got a goatee. That was it.
Did you know for the promo for Black Adam, Dwayne Johnson was in front of a green screen as his muscles were CGI'd?
I don't care.
Yeah. And every single Tom Cruise movie that he has running makes more movie than he doesn't run.
Yeah, and Tom Cruise is another one of those guys that plays virtually the same character in every movie he's in.
Yeah.
Except one, which really, as far as I'm concerned, showed off that he actually can be a great actor.
Vanilla Sky?
No. Tropic Thunder.
Oh, okay.
Tom Cruise in Tropic Thunder, I didn't realize that was fucking Tom Cruise.
I didn't realize Vin Diesel was in Band of Brothers.
I haven't seen Band of Brothers since it first came out, so I couldn't tell you if he was in there or not without looking it up on IMDb. But yeah, Vin Diesel's another one of those guys that plays virtually the same character in every role he's in.
Jordan's debating what lake he wants to go fishing in.
Jordan, might I recommend going off or going on a long walk off a short pier?
Every time I go fishing, all I catch is seaweed. I've never ever caught a fish.
One of the when I was a kid, used to go fishing not all the time, but fairly often. And one of the times me and my brother went out to this one lake to go fishing. It was kind of funny because my brother caught a fish in the weirdest way possible.
With his toe?
No, he miscast his line. He was like 7 at the time, maybe younger. And Jordan says he falls off the dock at least once a week. But he miscast his line. He was trying to cast it out really far, but he was too close to the shore. So he's reeling it in with all as fast as he freaking can. And when he pulled up the end of the hook, he had speared a bluegill through its side.
Jeez.
Yeah, that was kind of funny to me. I mean, we were gonna try to use it as bait because previously I had caught a bluegill and then used that bluegill to catch a big mouth bass, and instead the fish didn't survive long enough. He cast it out again, and suddenly all he has is a dead fish. And then once my mom took us deep sea fishing out in the Pacific Ocean off San Diego, and we caught like Gorilla saying he caught a long-nosed gar that way. Did you spear it through the side, or are you talking about using a bluegill or something similar to catch it?
I'm thinking about going deep sea fishing next month.
Well, just be a little careful because you can catch a shit ton of fish doing it. At least when we did it, we caught, between me, my mother, and my brother, we caught around 16, 17 yellowfin tuna. My mom actually caught a blue shark. She was one of only 2 people in the entire boat that caught a blue shark. Caught a shark. And she was the only one to catch a blue shark. The other one caught a baby lemon shark, and they had to let it go because it was a baby.
Yeah.
But this was all just rented equipment because it's all deep sea stuff, and it was it's a touristy thing. They go out and.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was looking at.
And yeah, it was great because they got a trained crew and they fillet the fish right there for you.
Yep, right on the boat and everything.
So it was great.
I was looking at this one deep sea fishing thing. The catch sign is you don't pay if you don't catch anything. I'm like, I love that catch line. If I don't catch anything, I don't pay for the trip. Nice.
He's saying when he snagged the side of it, and that's definitely cool, Jordan. I think it's funny as heck that it's happened more than once. Usually I've told that story and most people are like, especially seasoned fishermen are like, oh, that didn't happen. But yeah, I'm pretty sure it happens more than once, but what's new with you, Elihu?
Debating whether to go to the Caribbean or to Hilo.
To who?
Hilo, Hawaii.
Oh.
The rainy season is over, so the southern part of the state is getting partly cloudy and sunny, and it's a good time for some astrophotography. Of course, I've never been to Puerto Rico, and it's about the same price now. So I'm like, where do I want to go? Puerto Rico or Hawaii?
Well, we got one more vote, and we got the vote for Anne Frank. Apparently, no one thinks it's Harriet Tubman.
It actually is. That's
what and Mrs. Wiles awake, which is shocking because we didn't get home until like midnight last night because we went to a friend's birthday party, one of her friends' birthday parties.
Well, then Mrs. Cardenas, usually she shows up about 45 minutes into the show, not 14.
Yeah, and she was still asleep when I got out of bed.
So you know what that means? Coffee time. Coffee time.
Well, there's hot water ready for coffee, babe, if you want some. But yeah.
Jordan, there's one drawback about Puerto Rico. I've been watching some of the videos about what they do and stuff, and every single video I've watched said the exact same thing. If you don't want to be hear the birds in the middle of the night, stay in the city. If you don't want to hear traffic, stay in Old San Juan. If you don't want to hear partying all night, stay in the forest area. Basically, it's a loud island. I'm like, wow, earplugs. Everybody says, get earplugs, get earplugs, get earplugs. I'm like, okay.
Well, the only reason Puerto Rico is like that is because we as a country don't take care of it. Yeah, no. To this day, I still have people telling me that that Puerto Rico is its own country, and it's like, no, it's part of the United States. No, it's not.
Yes, it is. Sheesh.
I literally had one person tell me once, well, why do they have their own flag then? And I'm like, really?
Why does California have their own flag? Why does Alabama have their own flag?
Every state in the union has its own flag. The U.S. Virgin Islands has its own flag. The U.S. Marshall Islands has its own flag.
Every territory in the country has its own flag. Okay, come on.
Jordan, they are part of the United States. What do you mean not our responsibility? We literally won them from Spain.
They are a U.S. territory. A Puerto Rican citizen basically is tax exempt. They don't have to pay any taxes. Federal taxes.
They don't pay any federal taxes.
No, they don't pay any federal taxes. They used to not pay any state taxes, but that thing like rejected in like the 60s or 70s. Because my father was he was born in 1923, and when he joined the Navy, he was totally tax exempt because he was a Puerto Rican citizen. So he didn't have to pay any state tax, federal tax, no FICA, none of that other shit during World War II. When he retired, he found that loophole. No taxes.
Dang, Jordan, tell us how you really feel.
Puerto Rican citizens do have to pay some tax.
I'm sure they got to pay something.
Yeah, they do.
I'm going to the Google Mobile. Okay. I literally only typed, does Puerto, and the 7th thing to come up is pay taxes.
Google's listening.
Residents of Puerto Rico are required to pay most types of federal taxes, specifically customs taxes, commodity taxes, payroll taxes, Social Security, Medicare, unemployment taxes.
Cuppa, bud.
Not making a great argument by saying they're tax exempt, which I don't think is true. Yeah.
Did you know that it costs $600 more to go to New York than Puerto Rico? Otherwise, I would have spent a day in Queens and hang out with Bird.
Jordan, fine. Well, maybe we'll reluctantly claim them. Might really reluctantly claim California. Jordan, the U.S. government does not reluctantly claim California. We're too valuable to the union.
Yes.
Quite literally, California on its own makes almost 20% of the entire GDP of the country.
That's why California would be a success as a separate country.
Yeah, as of right now, based on the amount of money of taxes paid to the federal government by each state, only 3 states would be able to exist outside of the United if they'd gone independent from the states. California, Texas, and New York.
No, not $6, $600. The $6 difference. Well, that's a different story, but
Bird, California is the 5th largest economy in the world. By itself, we would thrive.
No, we're both a wall.
Invade and take you back over. We're not saying like an actual Civil War situation. We're just saying, like, if at all possible, if California just left, that, and not a Civil War happening. Now, if you're talking about the fact that if we had, if we were to say California gets to keep all its military assets that are within our borders, then California would also become the 7th largest military in the world.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but in order for a state to succeed from the union, it has to get congressional approval.
Oh, yeah. You think Congress would ever let their money bags leave? No.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying.
Sorry. Texas, California, and New York are stuck because they're like, no, we want your money. You're forgetting North Dakota, because if they exited the union, they would be the 3rd most nuclear armed country in the world. And yes, I would agree with you, Jordan. again, if that state gets to keep its military assets that have been stored there, I would completely agree. We'll trade Quebec for Puerto Rico.
Hey,
why would we want America's hat?
Yeah, we already have America's wang. That's Florida.
Mm. So I'm going to go back to the vote, see if anyone else has voted.
So you can tell everybody the answer is Harriet Tubman.
Well, so far we got 6 votes. Looks like we have 4 for Greta Thunberg, 1 for Ellen, and 1 for Anne Frank.
You want to tell everybody the real answer is Harriet Tubman?
I'll tell the story again for anyone who hasn't seen it. Basically, while working.
You mean heard it?
Yes. Sorry, I forget that this is a visual medium because you weren't there, or an audio medium because I wasn't there. Yeah, you know what I mean. Fuck, I can't talk. All right. Basically, for my day job, I was packing out magazines. This magazine had this person on the cover. As I'm packing it out, someone walks up to me. The entirety of the conversation is, "Excuse me, where's the paint department?" Oh, that person? That bitch never happened. And because of that, I just had to say, I had to use that as my title for this week because I'm like, what? and the way she said it too, you know, there's that lack of proper sentence structure.
It's either Anne Frank or Harriet Tubman. And here's a fun fact about Anne Frank. If you try to find the original copy of her diary, you won't, because her father heavily edited it for sexual content.
Yeah, because didn't she like have a severe crush on one of her cousins or something?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, so what you read in school and what you find now, it's not the original version.
Yeah, but I think that's also common knowledge.
Yeah, most people don't realize that.
Even my teacher told me about that. Because we actually had to get parental permission to read it, because even the version we had still had some of that, teen child lusting after her adult cousin.
I never had to get permission for a book in school.
Oh God, I'm in California and I had to get permission for so many books. We had to get permission to watch Romeo and Juliet. Not read the books, but to watch the film, we had to get permission. And Dandelion's in the chat.
What's up?
But yeah, it was. I don't know why we had to get so many permissions back in the day, and it's only gotten worse now. Eli, have you heard about the teacher that is getting in trouble for
showing a Disney movie? Yeah.
Yeah, that just happened to have a gay character in there.
Yeah. Any other movie would have been okay, but movie has a gay character. Nope, she's getting suspended. Like, what the fuck?
To me, if your argument is that, you're thrusting an ideology on my children by having a certain character just exist in a medium, but you replace that person with anything else and it becomes wrong, then you're probably the one in the wrong. Because just imagine if someone was complaining that the movie just happened to have a black person that existed.
Kind of reminds me of this little meme that went around yesterday on Twitter. I'm not sure if you were this, but someone's complaining about woke culture and quote this, about how the Jetsons was always white and this and this. It's like, yeah, can we go back to this and stuff? And somebody pointed out with the screenshot saying, hey, Judy dated a black football player. Remember this?
And someone new that I haven't seen in the chat before, Cam's Crash Courses, says, I've been to the Anne Frank Museum in Amsterdam. I've never read the book, but I knew the story. I've never been to Amsterdam, and that's freaking awesome. I'd love to go there.
Yeah, Americans can't buy weed now.
Oh, Daniela, my parents let me read goddamn anything I wanted to, but it was the schools that had issues with reading certain books, even the ones that were on their reading lists, you know? Like one of the ones we had for required reading was The Great Gatsby, but we had to get parental permission to read it first, even though it was required reading. My funniest thing is we on our required reading list of one of my classes, we had The Grapes of Wrath. And I asked my teacher, can I just not read this one? And she goes, well, you know, it's a great historical book, you know, and, you know, blah, 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 blah. I was like, yeah, but the author's a fucking moron and I can't stand his writing. He spends 12 pages describing what the fuck a bush looks like, but his entire character development for one of his main characters is that guy's a retard. That's it. God, what? Who's the guy that wrote Mice and Men and Grapes of Wrath?
Mice and Men. Oh shit! I forgot. Not Whitman. What the? Steinbeck.
Steinbeck. Thank you, John Steinbeck. Okay. Yeah, he as an author, I can't stand him. And I told my teacher that, and she actually excused me from reading his books, and because I actually gave a coherent argument as to why I don't want to read it. It's not because, you know, I have anything morally objectionable to him. I just don't like his writing style. She's like, okay, you can read anything else from the list. Okay, cool.
Yeah, he was really dull read. I never liked Steinbeck as a kid. That's why I stuck to science fiction. Asimov, come on, Anthony, Clark, Bova, some of the classics.
Oh yeah, I think I read anything that was on the
Philip C. Dick
suggested reading lists that was by Isaac Asimov. I downed like you wouldn't believe. And yeah, our school lists were not grouped by age, Dandelion. They were grouped by class, as in I was in the AP English classes, so the AP English class had different book lists than the regular English class.
Hey, so, you gotta talk to yourself because I got a gelogia. Coffee's going through me. I'll be back in a few minutes.
All right. Well, in that case, since we're almost at the 30-minute mark, let's check the votes. We got 8 votes total. Greta's taken away with it. Ellen looks like she now has 2 votes, with Anne Frank with 1 vote. And I'll go ahead and end the poll at that, because the answer was, of course, Anne Frank. Yeah, that was the person who inspired the title of the stream, because that's what someone said to me about Anne Frank. And looks like since Eliu's gone, LDD decided to show up. We didn't even have to say it.
Hello.
How's it going, boss?
You know, some ways good, some ways shitty. But I'm all right, still breathing.
All that. Jordan, that is probably one of the stupidest comments I've ever had on this chat, because that's not what's in those books. So, no, most of the books that are being banned are literally books that just have anything like that at all, which is why in several of the states that have done these book bans, books like the Bible are being banned, and that's a book I don't think should be banned from schools, despite the fact that I'm not a Christian. And
did you say the Bible should be banned? It should be banned because it's full of pornography. Check out Song of Solomon.
No, I don't care.
They were talking about changing the Bible. They were going to replace they were going to replace the word God with whatever you believe in.
Oh, kind of like the word virgin was replaced with a young woman was replaced with the word virgin. Gotcha.
Well, yeah, it's going to say on the sixth day, whatever you believe in created the earth.
Yeah, in the original text called Mary a young woman, but in Greek translation, it was translated to the word virgin because it's the exact same word but different meaning. So, loose translation. Mary was not a virgin; she was a young woman.
But I guess that creates a huge problem with the first commandment.
Well, I'm saying that I still don't think it should be banned from schools. So, and I, as I said, I'm not the biggest fan of the Bible in general. I also say the Quran shouldn't be banned from schools. I don't think any religious text should be banned from schools. Even I would argue the Kama Sutra, which those that don't know, the Kama Sutra is actually a religious text.
Mm-hmm. The joy of sex is not.
No, the joy of sex is not.
No. Yeah, Dandelion, sorry. The comment you put up there, any young married woman was referred to as a virgin. Actually, it's a Greek to Aramaic translation, Aster, whatever that word, I pronounce that word. One means, the original translation meant young woman. The Greek translation meant virgin. So when it was translated to the Greek for the common people, they used the word virgin instead of the actual translation. Kind of like when they said son of man, which basically Aramaic was meant Jew, you, common man, common person. It doesn't mean it was the son of God. No, it was basically referring to as Jew, the common guy. It's called a mistranslation.
Oh, come on. We know there's no mistranslations in any religious text.
I studied this in high school, man.
But let's change the subject to something a little bit more fun. I finally watched Star Trek Picard season 3.
Did you finally?
Yes.
Wow, I wasn't expecting that for another 6 months.
Well,
the way you were rushing to it.
Well,
the way you were excusing.
The first 5 episodes. This week I finished the remaining 5 episodes.
Great. So what did you think? What did you think about Pointless Security Scan, and what did you think about Changeling's Bucket? What did you think about ships falling in space? What'd you think about Vulcan and Ferengi best friends? What'd you think about Klingons playing dead?
Okay, instead of giving me a gish gallop, how about you give me one thing and I'll talk about it?
Or Laris.
All right, well, let's start with Changeling's Bucket. What did you think about Changeling's Bucket?
I have no issues with it.
I do, because it was a big showing object, and first thing it was, when she went in the room, it was not in the panel. And all of a sudden, it was in the panel. It just appeared out of nowhere.
I didn't notice that.
What did you think about Pointless Security Scan?
What do you mean pointless security scan?
When they did the Ocean's 11, we're going to rob Daystrom Institute base, whatever, and that they were all ready to face an AI that was going to kill them on the spot with lethal force. And they had just so happened to transport, everybody transported in front of their individual scanner that the computer followed after doing a full body scan. Please identify yourself.
They already the computer identified themselves, so they still had to break in. I'm like, what the hell was that?
Like they should have been dead right then and there, and we all know they had weapons on them.
And you don't think the fact that the AI ended up being Data is what helped them not get killed right away?
Up until the moment they fed, the whole point was to feed the thing that's supposed to get them alive. That they had a crack. They had some kind of thing they had to put into the system. I'm talking about the moment in time up until that point. They should have been dead.
So let me get this straight. You think that the Federation, from everything we've ever seen about the Federation, would have a security system that the first thing it does when someone transports, into a certain area or goes into a certain area is lethal force? On
a Section 31, changelings control everything.
It was Daystrom.
Yeah,
Daystrom Institute.
that had
Daystrom.
Section 31 stuff in it.
Yeah, I don't see the Federation ever doing something except for, Section 31, doing something that is entirely lethal.
Except for killing changelings by altering by Ostwishing them.
That wasn't
Ostwishing, whatever.
The changelings were at war at the time. And again, that wasn't a security thing about, like walking into where the warp core is. It doesn't kill everybody who's not a member of Starfleet.
They literally said it was going to kill you, that you're going to have lethal force.
Yes.
Okay, so if they didn't have them, why were they saying all that?
It's not going to be right when they transport in. That doesn't make any sense. For a security
okay, so if you see somebody with a gun in front of your front door, you're going to wait until you get their name?
Personally, I would. I'm not going to be the type of person that just shoots someone who comes to my door because I don't like people coming to my door.
That has a shotgun.
Oh, fucking hell.
They had lethal weapons, dude. They obviously went into the intent of stealing something. They didn't have clearance. It was a black level.
There, we're talking about Starfleet.
It was a black level site.
But we're still talking about Starfleet.
But we're talking about Starfleet under the understanding that Starfleet was compromised during this part.
I don't understand how you're so upset by this.
Not upset. I'm just pointing out something, and I want to hear what your logic AI references this. How do you explain that? You didn't have any issue with that whatsoever.
We have seen multiple times in Star Trek how the warp core is extremely vulnerable to things like phaser fire. Yet Starfleet doesn't have a security system that automatically kills anyone not authorized to enter engineering.
No, they have force fields that they have force fields that automatically stop people and trap people in a force field.
But that's not lethal.
Okay, even if it's not lethal, they should have been caught behind a force field, a security force field.
Have.
Okay, there we go. So maybe not killed. I'm just using killed as the extreme example. They just let them, you can walk around. I'll let you go to my console. Sure, no problem. I'm a lovely AI that lets intruders get to my console before identifying themselves, which I can't do myself with the Borg scan.
If the AI is your friend, why would it kill you?
Yeah, exactly. The AI
You were unauthorized.
LDG. The AI scanned and realized, okay, I recognize these people. Why do you think the Crow was there? Why do you think Moriarty was there?
What if they understand?
Weasel was there. The AI recognizing people was like, hello.
Eli, do me a favor. If we're gonna have a conversation, let's forget the fact that it didn't identify them, because if it did, it wouldn't ask to identify themselves.
It literally identified Will Riker on screen.
Yes.
So that's even more worse. If that is actually true, that's even more worse. Because then it did identify him. Then why are you asking to identify? These are the things that make a story believable or not believable. Okay?
Hold on. How many Will Rikers are there in Starfleet?
There are 2 Rikers in Starfleet with the same DNA
Well, the other one
sequence.
technically died. But
no, we have no evidence that he ever died.
Yeah. So there's 2 technical Rikers with the same DNA sequence.
So basically, as far as the AI was probably concerned, it was data. It knew that there's 2 versions of Riker out there. It's identified it might be one of the other. It might be the other one. So it creates an elaborate situation where only the original Riker would be able to tell if it was him or not via the song and Moriarty and the Crow.
Yep. Pop goes the weasel.
oh God.
What did you think of Captain Shaw?
I thought Captain Shaw would have made a better Janeway. I would have loved Voyager if it was Captain Shaw.
Died.
What, Mike?
I was sad when he died.
I know. See, I even got this. His little note pen.
He had more character development in 8 episodes than most characters get in 7 seasons.
Oh, I love this thing.
All right, so what about Klingons playing dead?
You mean Worf?
What did you think about Klingon playing dead and the fact that mobsters do not check for pulses? If a mobster says check for a pulse, you know how a mobster checks for pulses? You put more bullets in their head. That's how you check for a pulse. You don't actually check for a pulse.
You're talking about human. It's a Romulan.
Hold on. LDG.
Vulcan.
The trope of not checking a pulse or not being able to accurately check a pulse is a trope in fiction in general. So, are you complaining about their use of the trope because the character is a Klingon? Or are you talking about...
I'm talking about gangsters. Don't check. Gangsters are not doctors. I've never seen a gangster check for a pulse before. They just load you full of lead and you're dead. They put one in your head. They don't need to check your pulse. And the fact that Klingons have a rooted tradition that goes all the way back to Kales about fainting death is ridiculous.
And we all know that Worf is an average Klingon.
Yeah, he's a pacifist, remember?
That was a joke.
I don't think it was a joke. I think he was honestly saying he was a pacifist, but he's still one of those pacifists.
He cut people's heads off. It was obviously a joke. He came on...
Hold on, LDG. I consider myself a pacifist, but I'll still kill a motherfucker if he's threatening somebody I care about.
Yeah.
Then that's not being pacifist.
Yes, it is. It means I'm not quick. That means deadly force is not the first option.
If you're a true pacifist, then you cannot say that. You cannot claim that.
Hold on.
Look at the Bolians, for God's sakes. They don't even like killing their animals before they eat them unless they die of old age. That's true pacifism.
No, that's just a culture.
Okay.
Oh, God. Random word salad. That's what I had to fight on this panel today.
I don't want pacifist runs.
Yeah, I'm not trying to. I'm just speaking my mind, not Ryan Johnson.
No, because
I know some people will understand.
Yeah, I know. Because I'm trying to look up pacifists killing, but apparently it's
Ask ChatGPT. Don't Google it.
Ones on video games, which is really funny because I was literally watching someone do a pacifist run on Fallout 4, and they were still responsible for a great number of deaths, even if they never actually ever pulled the trigger.
Pacifism is the opposition or resistance to war, militarism, or violence. The word pacifism was coined by the French peace campaigner Émile Armand and adopted by another peace activist in the 10th Universal Peace Congress in Glasgow in 1901.
So violence, there you go.
Killing any person or living creature, seen or unseen, no matter what crime may have committed, is considered unmanageably terrible. It is a religion that requires monks for sacred sect traditions to be vegetarian.
All right. Do you have the LDG is right super chat? The one where the Earth explodes?
No, but I'll try to get the one where hell freezes over.
Why, is Montana cold again?
As long as it's the LDG was right video, I'm fine. No problem. Hell freezes over, that works.
That will never exist.
I don't think you were right here.
He just said that killing of any kind, no matter what the frickin' crime.
Now, the only part that I thought was incredibly stupid in the entire thing was when Picard's son goes out and actually tracks down the Borg.
What? What?
When Picard's son tracks down the Borg.
Okay, that was magical MacGuffin found the Borg out of nowhere bullshit, even though he was supposed to be some kind of transceiver, wireless receiver, whatever the hell. But
my issue with that was the entire thing about the people trying to capture him the entire time was basically to bring him to the Borg Queen, and they fail miserably. But to continue the story they have set up, they need him to go to the Borg, so he just leaves and goes there. I'm sorry.
Well,
That
yeah,
was
but
the
they-
part I was incredibly stupid.
Dude, the strike had the Enterprise, or I mean, had their ship. They were checkmated. Episode 2. Like they were checkmated. Oh my lord! There was no reason why they shouldn't have had Jack by episode 2. Would you agree?
There was no reason the Borg should have had that, hoping Picard would fucking have a kid.
I don't think they were hoping he would. I think it was more of they weren't even expecting it.
All right, I got more. What did you think about the Enterprise D Mario Kart?
What do you mean, Enterprise D Mario Kart?
The scene where Data flies the fucking D like Mario Kart through the Borg cube.
Yeah, no problems with that. I've seen him. I saw it fly through the Dyson Sphere door. Yeah,
dude, thank you. Oh my god, dude, shut up! Because if you're using the exact same example, the Dyson Sphere episode, right? Because that's the exact example that I have in my head.
Hold on. We also saw how agile the Galaxy class is during the Dominion War.
How? Where? In what scene? Because you're already skipping ahead. Like, you can't stay on one single target here, buddy. The Dyson Sphere episode, the Enterprise could barely maneuver what it did. They were lucky to even get that. They had to time it. They had to, like, everything had to be perfect. The ship was moving slow. It was no way. It was no way doing the maneuvers that it was doing inside that Borg, whatever the hell that shit was.
Who was at the controls during the Dyson Sphere episode?
Yeah,
I mean, it was literally, what's that word in a car?
Complain about how
drifting.
How is a starship not supposed to maneuver in space? I mean, it's.
Oh, you're really reaching on that one.
You realize that spaceships don't act like airplanes in space, right?
Yes, they also don't act like Mario Kart.
I don't think it acted like Mario Kart. It was just flying through a larger structure. We've seen that in Star Trek before.
It wasn't flying. It was drifting. The Enterprise was literally drifting. Like what's that movie? The one with Riddick in it. Furious. It was driving like Fast and the Furious through that Borg cube. It wasn't flying. It wasn't going through normal maneuvers. It was freaking hot rodding it.
Because there's no air friction to slow it down. They can use the RCS thrusters to move in weird ways in space.
Then how were they breathing? If there was no atmosphere, then how were they breathing when they were being transported when you could see the D right above their head?
Because it's still a Borg cube.
Dude. Okay, I give up. I give up.
Arguing like Darren does about the atmosphere.
I give up.
How does the atmosphere
don't ever insult me like that, please.
I'm just saying right now. You're complaining like, how is the atmosphere
Darren.
staying in there without a glassing? It's like, well, that's because there's other factors involved.
And LDG
Like
wonders
what?
why Termatellus blocked him on Twitter.
You don't
because I was right about the AI.
A force field.
But then you couldn't beam through it then.
There's plenty of evidence of being able to beam through force fields.
Only after they try to actually beam through it when they find a weakness, not just magically beam through it no matter what.
Again, what if those are force fields designed to be beamed through?
Why the hell would the Borg do that?
The
Borg would have the top level.
You know, you guys are actually asking the wrong question. Why would she wait until the last second the Enterprise is right above them? Don't they have a range they can transport? Why do the Enterprise have to get so close to transport?
Well, as far as I'm concerned, that's just average Star Trek tropes when it comes to the transporter.
No, they had to get the ship, the ship money shot, then a transport. I'm like, you didn't have to show the ship. There's a range of ship to transport. You don't have to get that close.
No, the only thing that I would have complained about is the fact that they still had the ship being called the Enterprise D, even though it was just the saucer section. And the entire Star Drive section apparently came from another ship. I would say the Star Drive section has priority over the name.
Is it the ship of Prometheus?
Ship of Theseus.
Theseus. Sorry, Theseus.
And in that regards, it's like saying we took the sails off this ship, so we're gonna put it on this other ship, and now it's the same as the first ship. I'm sorry, that to me, the only reason they would have Geordie would have kept the name was because it was freaking Geordie. If it had been anybody else running the museum, I don't think the ship would have been called the Enterprise D.
Just go ahead and give somebody who actually agrees with me a little bit of airtime right there. Thank you, Resolute. Wait, why don't I see Resolute's comment in the chat? Did you delete it?
I did not delete it. I don't know why it's not showing up.
If you delete a comment on YouTube, it still shows up.
Do you
on
have
StreamYard.
LDG is right blocked in your terms of blocked terms you can't say in the chat?
No, I swear.
Dude, I'm looking at it right there. Resolute LDG is right, unfortunately, and I'm not seeing it on your.
Yeah, I'm seeing it in my popped out chat, but it's not showing up on StreamYards. I had no idea why.
Yeah, what the hell's going on? I don't see it on StreamYard.
I swear to God, dude, this is a conspiracy.
LDG,
Rezo, I see what you said. I support you, brother.
I don't see your comments either.
Somebody type in LDG is wrong and see if that shows up.
Oh, you're right. I'm not seeing my comments either. You're right. Oh, crap.
Quick, somebody type in LDG is wrong. See if that shows up.
But why isn't it showing up on StreamYards?
It's not showing up on StreamYard. I didn't know LDG was chatting on StreamYard. All I see on StreamYard is Bird, Gorilla, Dandelion, Cam. Who else on StreamYard do I see? SD, not you. 47 Yorktown.
You know
what
what,
I think I see on StreamYard. I don't think everybody's copying over.
I don't even see low specs. It's like the chat died.
What the hell?
Yeah, I think the chat died because it hasn't posted a single comment since Gorilla said, "Hey, Pickles, let Yvette know I won't be backstage today."
Let me go on my phone. YouTube. Hang on seconds.
I think,
which is funny because the very next comment was LDG is right. You crashed the system, Resolute. You broke the damn net.
No, the next comment that didn't show up was "No worries, Gorilla." So it was you that broke the chat, apparently.
Well, maybe my comment was still being processed when his comment was entered into the system, and it just broke everything.
Okay, I'm gonna type something, and let's see if this pops in. Because oops, I even spelled wrong. I was trying to type the word wrong, and
you can't even spell wrong.
Look at that. I see Mike. I see testing.
I see SD Game Swap because he's typing into StreamYard, I bet.
Yeah,
I typed into StreamYard.
I'm typing into YouTube right now.
Well, this wouldn't be a Vilemike live stream without technical issues, and this is StreamYard screwing up. So I won't be able to see anyone's comment unless I go to the popped out chat.
Yeah, I have a wrench, and mine's not even showing up. And LDG has a wrench, and his is not even showing up. Captain Phantom Nerd is like, what the? Oh, hey, dude, I didn't even see you on here, man. I'm actually on the YouTube chat, and I didn't know Ryan Johnson was in here. Shit. Damn.
Captain even agrees with me. Thank you, Captain. Sorry, I agree more with not Ryan Johnson. Rule number 1, LDG is wrong. Rule number 2, LDG is ever right. See, rule number 1.
Agreed.
See, this is why I do what I do, because I know there are some people out there who get it.
Damn it, I'm not going to open the YouTube chat in order to see the chat. Okay.
Yeah. Now, issues I did have with this season of Picard, which I did enjoy this season immensely. I get that it was a lot of member berries. I don't care. I still enjoyed it. But my critiques were, it seems like Elia's comment about poor Laris is absolutely right. It's like they forgot everything that happened last season.
Yeah, in the first episode. I'll be waiting for
Each season has been a new thing. What did you think about Shill? Commander Shill. What's her name? Shilby.
Shelby?
Commander Shilby. Shill. She was Shill. She was straight up Shilby. Getting killed by her own crew like an idiot, saying, "What are you guys doing? What's going on?"
Poor Ro.
Well, my complaint about that would only be the fact that I was a big fan of the Star Trek New Frontier series, and her character definitely deserves more respect. I don't have a problem with them killing her off, But yeah, her entire idea did not make a single lick of sense unless she was like fighting the idea behind it the entire time. But there's no evidence of that.
She was literally told about the Borg. Picard himself told her the Borg. Like, the message got through. Like, immediately, her next words out of her mouth should have been condition fucking whatever. You know, lock down everything. Immediate freaking procedures. You know, the second Picard told her it's the Borg, she just sat there with her fingers up her patootie, and then her freaking own crew turned around and killed her like an idiot.
Why would Shelby, who was against the collective of the Borg, all of a sudden make the Federation collective?
Yes, exactly. That too.
As I said, unless she wasn't behind it originally, but she was like being forced to endorse it. I don't know. But as I said, there's no evidence for anything regardless, other than from the example we have, it looks like she was acting stupid.
Yeah, she was chill. She was absolute chill.
But as I said,
and if they destroyed the Excelsior, but they didn't destroy the or whatever the ship they were on.
Have you guys signed the petition yet online?
What petition?
Star Trek Legacy. It's 250,000 signatures so far.
I don't know anything about what are you talking about, Star Trek Legacy.
After Captain Shaw got killed off, people started an online petition to make a Star Trek Legacy show about basically they want captains, right? And so far it's about 250 million signatures. You get like a new Star Trek show about legacies, like maybe like a captain's like episode of Pike, Loka, Shaw, like, you know, the unknown captains.
Well, I don't agree with Bird's comment, but
even Captain Kim, Garrett Wang needs a promotion. Come on, even like that.
So basically, like,
what did Bird say?
Season where we get to explore those people as captains for a while.
Bird said, "Proof women shouldn't be made admirals in Starfleet." Wesley Jerem said, "Shelby doesn't matter. She and Roe were only there because they were the cheapest cameos they could get."
Well, when you have a whole season full of cameos, I don't know if that counts. But yeah, they killed them off.
Yeah. Cameo kill them off. Hey, Tim
right,
Rush. Tim Rush.
Hold on.
Come on.
You got Mrs. Vile has to leave, so I have to move my car. So I will be right back.
Don't leave me with LDG.
You're mine now, bitch.
No.
Metallica said Shelby isn't dead. Well, it doesn't matter now anyway, but
official from his lips. Yeah, she got shot twice and the camera cut. No body, no death.
Yeah, it's obvious that Metallica doesn't know what the hell he's talking about. I don't trust anything that comes out of that guy's head. Like Changeling's bucket.
He was having a blast last night playing D&D. Actually, I think Jerry Ryan was having more of a blast. Hey, Jerry Ryan played her first Dungeons and Dragons game last night at Todd's place.
Yeah, highly doubt she survived because obviously the ship was taken over, and I don't think the Borg took refugees, whatever the hell.
No, Jordan. Yeah, okay. If Terry said that, Bird, I'm not sure I read that post, but hey, that's a good thing. What else is this? The board were keeping high-ranked people alive to get info out of them. Yeah, they
Yeah,
were.
by shooting them in the chest. Yeah, that's a great way to keep them alive.
There's a video of him saying it on Twitter. Okay, thank you, Bird. I'll find it.
All right,
Of course,
I'm back.
he's going to say whatever he's going to say to keep the people happy. And because she didn't die on screen, gives him the opportunity of saying that she might still be alive. But, I mean, if the evidence is in the pudding, get the flavor of the pudding, and the flavor of the pudding is she got shot twice in the chest. She's dead.
Remember what happened to Worf? He got stabbed. He didn't die. Come on.
He got stabbed in the abdomen.
Yeah, that's basically a fatal wound. Every time a Klingon gets
No, it
stabbed
isn't. The abdomen is not a fatal wound, Eli.
how many times do Klingons get stabbed in the abdomen and die, okay?
No, look, Martok got stabbed in the. Worf got stabbed in the abdomen during that whole Soldiers Empire episode, and he survived just fine.
Yeah, but he also
Same
got
exact
killed
spot.
by a barrel. Sorry.
Well, it cracked his back. That's a different story. I mean, if you stab a person in their spine,
I'm making a joke. LDG.
Okay. And it was a very heavy falling from what, like 2 stories onto his back. I mean, I'd rather take the stab, if you ask me, if I had a choice.
Well, there's plenty of examples in Star Trek where with characters that have plot armor surviving wounds that would normally kill somebody.
Yeah. How did you like the Vulcan blood oath? How'd you like the Vulcan Ferengi best friends?
I don't have an issue with that.
Do you know why that happened?
Because, as he said, they grew up together.
No, they didn't. You know why it happened?
Why?
It happened because the actor didn't want to put on Ferengi makeup. He was supposed to be Ferengi. That entire group of thugs was supposed to be Ferengi. But he didn't want to wear the makeup, so the director said, "Okay, we'll make you a Vulcan."
I still don't care.
You let an actor dictate canon? I mean,
so you're saying it would be impossible for a Ferengi and a Vulcan to be friends?
Like a human and a Ferengi to be friends. Hello?
Basically, yes. I mean, the odds are very, very low.
That sounds like
Ferengis.
So what?
Dude, yeah, that sounded just like Captain Sisko talking about his kid in Nog, okay? Hello?
Nog was the exception to the rule. That was done correctly. This was not.
Yeah, I mean, what are the odds that a police officer, changeling, and a criminal bartender Ferengi would become friends? I mean, that's just insane, right?
Yeah, please.
Odo would still throw his ass in jail if he stepped over the line.
But they were
Which
still
they did.
friends.
You say the word friends, but we know they weren't friends. They didn't give each other birthday cards.
Okay,
they were
LDG,
acquaintances
LDG.
with.
Hold on,
what?
LDG.
I don't get my friends birthday
Would you
cards.
say that you and I are friends?
No.
Really? Because I'd say we were friends, and I would.
I would say we're friendly. I would say
we were
you have the
friends,
pot. You don't
we'll
know
throw your
me. I
ass
don't
in
know
jail
you.
if you broke a major law.
You don't come out and hang out with me on a personable level. We are not, by definition, what I would call friends.
We're hanging out.
This is online. There's so many layers of filters on right now.
So what?
You want him to go
I
to
said
Florida?
we're friendly.
You're friends with people online?
I would put you. You asked me a question. I'm going to answer it. Okay. Guaranteed 100% friend. I don't know. I don't know if you'll stab me in the back. I have no clue who you are. The only experience I have between you is on this platform in which we have to be personalities instead of real people.
You honestly think I put on that much of a personality affectation when I'm?
Yes, everybody
myself?
does it. It's built into your anatomy. You do it by default. Yes.
Dude,
unless you prove to me otherwise. Okay, so I'll say this. Okay, listen, I don't want to come off like a dick, but you did do a couple things that shows that you're a personable person. So I'll give you that. That's the reason why I'll come on and talk to you. You're on the positive side of being an acquaintance. But if I'm gonna list down friends, people I know who will die for me, you don't go on that list yet.
Well,
would you die for me?
Depends on the circumstance.
Okay, I'm surprised you even said that. So points for that. Points for saying that and not just saying no, but even though that would be honest if you did say it that way. But
let's face it, LDG, if it was because I thought you were doing something incredibly stupid and about to kill yourself, and you were adamant about doing that particular thing, and the only way for me to stop you is to say doing it myself to show you that it would kill me, no, I wouldn't stop you. Or I wouldn't die for that.
That example is so out. Listen, I appreciate you trying to put it into an example, but that particular example is absolutely bonkers.
I'm just saying.
Okay, I'm talking about if someone's about to kill me, would you push me out of the way of a moving truck? That's a more useful example.
Absolutely.
Not Ryan Johnson says, what? A friend ever stabbing another friend in the back? Boy, that never happens. Bird says, wow, would you die for me? Is the measure of being a friend?
Yes. Yes, it is. The life lesson that needs to be learned by many people.
Dude, if we were in the woods and a bear was there, LDG, I would tighten my shoes. Why? Because I could run fast with tighter shoes.
LDG, I was a lifeguard. I had to put my life on the line to save strangers.
No. You were expected to. How many times did you actually do it?
Hey, if it was between me and a bear and you, I would choose me over you, okay? Let the bear have you. I'm saving my own life, dude. I'm not wrestling a bear. I know better. I know my limits.
Wait, what kind of bear are we talking here? Because there's at least two bears that I wouldn't wrestle for anybody.
Grizzly Brown.
Polar bear.
Grizzly is number one.
Oh, Grizzlies, I would definitely, but not specifically not Kodiaks.
No.
Hey, Vilemike, can you just refresh StreamYard? Try that.
All
like
right.
your screen where it knocks you out and brings you back in.
All right, I'll be right back, guys.
Try that real quick because it's a pain in the ass switching back and forth.
I got my chat on my phone.
Yeah, not Ryan Johnson, but see that there's 5 sides to every coin. Not Ryan Johnson. It does mean that if I consider you a friend, that means I would end my life for you if I needed to.
Okay, yeah.
So you got to look at it the other way around.
I have to read this Bird of Prey 5 comment.
Hold on, hold on. The chat came back for me when I reloaded, or at least everything that's been posted since.
Let me refresh.
Let me read. Can you highlight what Bird of Prey 5 just said? Because I don't see it in the chat in the StreamYard.
Look, this one?
No, the other one, the last one.
Yeah. Okay. So, Lihu, refresh your screen. All the chat's restored now.
Okay, I'll be right back.
You have to refresh.
Not unless, no, it's still not giving us anything new.
Okay, he said.
What do you mean? I see everything that's been said there.
Okay.
Yeah, but Bird just posted another thing, and it didn't show up for me.
Yeah, I'll read it. He says, if me and LDG were
it's right there. I'm looking right at it.
And I had a gun with 1 bullet on the bear, I would shoot LDG in the leg so I could watch LDG bitch before we both get killed by the bear.
He's talking about that comment. It's still not showing up on the thing.
Okay, I see what's going on. It's refreshing up until you refresh, and then it's still broken. So you have to keep refreshing to update. Okay, I see what's happening. So it works and it doesn't work at the same time.
Yeah, I'll keep. As I said, I got the chat popped out on in another window so I can see what's being posted new.
Yay, everything's back. Good. I'm gonna close my YouTube now on my phone.
No,
it's still broke. No, Elihu, don't.
I see Ryan Johnson's last comment.
Yeah, I know you do, but anybody who types in now, you're not gonna see. It's only updating when you refresh, and that's it.
No, you can still comment, and I can still see him, but I can't see him on StreamYards. I can only see him on the YouTube chat. They're not showing up on StreamYards is having an issue. So
I had a coin. Oh boy, I hate to have one of those to start the Super Bowl. Well, we're gonna get Super Bowl 60 here in the city.
Yeah, and StreamYard is definitely having an issue because right now it says I only have 1 person watching, and I know there's more than that in the chat alone.
I got 6.
LD.
It all started with the LDG is right comment from Resolute.
LDG needs that triple.
Well, it started when you made a comment. That's what happened. You made a comment.
But if we both chatted at the exact same time, then it still makes sense. But my comment doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense why my comment would break the net, but his comment definitely is a net shattering comment.
Wait, you made sense when?
The closest thing LDG does to making sense is when he gets changed for $1.
So he gets a Monopoly dollar for a regular dollar. That's changing that, right?
Oh my God.
Oh, the reason why Gorilla's not going to be there backstage is because he's going to go fishing today. He's trying to catch his dinner. In case you didn't read that.
That's what he was trying to say, but he just put catch Y supper.
Again?
I just need to decide if I want carp, sheep shed, or bullheads. I would go with the carp.
Carp. I love carp.
LTG was being nice earlier. He turned back into an arsehole already. Again already.
What you making for dinner? Oh.
I don't know. It depends on where he's at. Yvette, I don't know if he can catch salmon. Because I believe salmon are a saltwater fish that can be caught in freshwater only when they're spawning.
Yeah.
And I don't know if in the area he's at is where salmon can get to.
Man, now I want fish for dinner tonight.
Yeah, maybe I'll make some fish tacos tonight.
Yeah, I got pork chops.
Yeah, Jordan's like, I'm 2,000 miles away from a salmon river.
Yvette, Scotland, 2.5 hours, salmon fresh. Oh, yeah.
I wonder if European salmon and American salmon are the same thing.
I'm too stoned to check. I don't know.
It's like the difference between a old world cedar tree and a new world cedar tree. They're like completely different, and I don't know how they got named the same thing when they are so different.
I hear birds.
That's probably me.
Like I'm not in Puerto Rico. Why should I hear birds?
Thanks, Bird. By the way, I do appreciate that.
You can't guarantee how it'll be.
Thank you.
Don't bother, Yvette. I appreciate the sentiment, but yeah, by the time it got to me, between the USPS and Royal Mail, I guarantee it'll be bad by the time I get it.
Unless you want to ship with some dry ice.
Yeah, the guy was extremely understanding, but I had a guy buy something out in Europe off the eBay store, and even though I sent it literally the next day after he bought it, it took over a month to reach him.
Damn.
But he was completely understanding, and I was appreciative.
Imagine if we went to Australia.
I hate it when people buy something knowing that it'll take 3 or more weeks and then complain that it didn't arrive next day.
Yeah, I had a friend who left her jacket in a hostel here, and she was going to Chicago. She was trying to mail it there, right? She's either going to Chicago or she's like, okay, I'll mail it to me when I get back from Australia. It took about 3.5 months to get to Australia.
Oh, and I discovered it's basically YouTube that screwed up my last video, because yesterday I posted a Kinder video, and for some reason it was YouTube that somehow deleted my audio, because the video rendered just fine, but every time I've tried to upload it since, the audio is gone, and I have no idea why.
Then redub the audio.
Again, how am I supposed to do that when YouTube is the one that has deleted the audio?
Easily. You play the video, right? And you record your audio over the video saying, okay, you guys may hear my voice, my lips are moving because this is not the original video. This is a copy of my voice over here. This is what's happening in this video. And make a little description of what's going on. A voiceover.
Okay, how am I supposed to do that in YouTube Studio? Because I've never done that before.
You play the video, then you record your voice. LTG, explain that to him. Explain it to him, dude. You know what I'm talking about, right? Explain to him what I'm talking about, man.
Dude, I'm sorry. I had something I had to taken care of. What was the question?
Explain to him how to do a voiceover.
Okay, I can do a voiceover.
Yes, a dub.
Like I've done it before. I'm talking about when YouTube itself deletes the audio from my video. When I upload
What about it?
I'm trying to tell him.
So, and what?
I'm trying to tell him that.
He's telling me to do a voiceover on YouTube.
Oh, you can't. Once the video is uploaded and they remove something, it's removed.
No, I'm talking about.
You would have to re-upload them.
Yeah, re-upload a video with a voiceover, so you just describe what's going on. Yeah, you tell him how to do that on YouTube.
You'd have to re-upload the video. He knows how to do that.
But what I'm saying is, the 3 times I tried to upload the video, every time once it finished processing through YouTube, the audio was gone.
Oh.
Are you sure the audio is there to begin with?
Yes. I made sure once I rechecked the rendered video, and the rendered video is fine.
Okay. Was the video audio codec something that YouTube couldn't identify?
Not according to YouTube.
What are you rendering?
Studio. It said there was no issues whatsoever.
But that doesn't mean shit. What was your audio codec?
Well, my original video was an MP4. I converted it to a MOV, and it still had no audio when I uploaded it to YouTube.
So you uploaded it as an MP4 and an MOV, and the audio still was gone.
Yes, and only on that video.
See
me underground, and I can fix it. That's something I can't fix that here.
I uploaded another video, and it was fine. For some reason, it's just this video that's having issues.
Not Ryan Johnson says.
See me underground, I can help you with it.
YouTube was afraid we'd hear LVG's voice in your Kinder Egg video for some reason.
So yeah, it's definitely, it's like all the third-party stuff is having issues. StreamYards, YouTube, something.
You know, I don't even know if Twitter's having an issue because I'm cross-streaming on Twitter right now. I haven't even bothered checking.
Says you're live on my end, but StreamYards is having issues. So
yeah, I know. So I haven't even checked Twitter yet.
One of the funniest things I got when I when I started the stream was apparently Twitch doesn't like the way I wrote bitch. It said, can't use this title. So if you're checking it out on Twitch, it says that person never happened.
Damn Twitch.
But of course, with the amount of times we've said the word bitch in this live stream, there's no, even if I had monetization, it wouldn't be getting it this time.
Kind of like with Twitter, when I try to post the word idiot in a tweet, it's like, are you sure you want to use this word? Most people find this offensive. Like, yes, come on, Twitter.
All right, so what else is new with you guys?
Not much. Like I still said, debating where I'm going to go next month.
Well, one of the fun conversation I had last night with some of Mrs. Vile's friends was two of her friends, or one of her friends and her friend's boyfriend are thinking about getting married, and they were looking for a non-denominational minister. So Mrs. Vile told them about how I am a minister in the United Church of Bacon, and that I can legally marry people both in the state of California and the state of Nevada. So I might they might come up to the States just to get married here, just so I can marry them legally.
Right on. Yvette, I wish I had my passport. Otherwise, I would go to the UK. But like everybody else in this country, there's a delay on passports right now. I'm still waiting for mine. I applied.
Yeah, Yvette, I can't get my passport until September due to legal shenanigans. Once I get it, I know Mrs. Vile wants to come visit you because she likes to travel. So you might have to have us provide room and board, or at least room.
Yeah, it's actually not that much to go to London. It's not really that much to go. Fly there. I know, Resolute.
There's been a passport delay for the last like 8 years at this point.
Yeah.
And the primary reason, as far as I'm concerned, of there being a passport delay is because we have the United States Post Office dealing with most of the passport stuff. That shouldn't be one of their jobs.
Yvette, if you're cooking anything like classic English cooking, no problem.
I'll be right back. I gotta talk to AI for a second.
Well, Yvette, one of the things, if I ever have a chance to actually go to the United Kingdom, if it's possible, I would want to stop up in Scotland to visit my family's castle. Because I've never been there, and I want to check it out.
If I ever go to London, I at least want to have a day trip to go to Paris for the day.
Yeah, and for those that don't know, yes, my family actually, as in the larger aspect of my family, has a castle in Scotland called the Blair Castle, which is funny because the actual head of the family doesn't live in Scotland. He lives in South Africa.
And if I go to Puerto Rico, I'd have a hell of a time trying to find my father's home. I know it got torn down. This was like almost 100 years ago.
See, I'm trying to remember. Yeah, Bruce Murray lives in South Africa. And I think it's really funny how, yeah. God dang it. I was looking at the chat, but I was looking at the wrong chat window. English breakfast in Blackpool is less than 5 pounds, and it's on me, and Scotland is 2 trains away. Yeah, to be fair, I don't know the size of the UK, because I'm not familiar with it entirely. It's kind of like I had friends that visited from Australia to San Diego, and they're like, oh, yeah, we have plans to go to Legoland, Disneyland, the Grand Canyon. And I'm like, you guys realize that the drive from here to the Grand Canyon is like 6 to 8 hours, right?
I've been in the Grand Canyon.
What? He's like, I thought it would have been like 30-minute trips. Like, no. You're talking about half a day at the most. All right, let's see. Let's do a...
Yvette says, English breakfast in Blackpool, less than 5 pounds. It's on me. In Scotland, is 2 trains away, size as one of your states.
Well, here.
I wish these comments would show up in the StreamYard.
All right, so let's see if this will work. Come on, StreamYards.
Ireland in 3 hours on ferry. Scotland, 2.5 hours. I can get to Oakland in 20 minutes.
Okay, this is apparently a map comparing California to the UK.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. Apparently, California is about or the UK is about 2/3 the size of California.
I was going to say a third. Yeah, that's about 10 hours to drive from tip to tip.
Yep. But yeah, you could actually manage that. You can't really manage going from, one side of the east to west on the United States in a single day.
You can do Rhode Island in 20 minutes. It's a tiny island, less than 850 miles.
God, I didn't realize how small it actually was. And I'm not trying to be insulting to your country, but considering the size of that country and how much of the world they once were in control of, that's kind of amazing.
Yeah, they almost occupy 2/3 of the world.
No. Bring up the damn chat.
Chat's not working.
No, freaking Chrome wasn't working. I was trying to bring up the chat window and it brought up the damn map again.
Oh. You gonna try to share the chat window?
I was trying to stop sharing the chat window, or stop sharing the map and show the chat, or not show me the chat.
Surprised you haven't popped out the chat and shared that with that tab.
Well, I don't know if I can. Let's see. Actually, looks like I can.
Yay! Yep.
Now we can see the chat. Which is funny, is we can see the chat now, but it doesn't matter because the people watching on YouTube can already see the chat.
But you have it on top chat, not live chat.
I don't have enough people watching to worry about that. I mean, once you get like a couple hundred people, then the top chat versus live chat matters.
Yeah. I hate how it automatically goes to top chat instead of live chat. But on my phone, it automatically goes to live chat. Of course, I'd rather watch something on YouTube on my computer because I don't get those damn annoying ads.
Yeah, I understand you, Vet. You can do all the main points in the UK in a week, but you wouldn't have time to immerse yourself in each different culture. Yeah, you'd need time to actually spend there.
Yeah, if I had a passport event, I'd come see you next month. But I don't.
And I just got a notification that Gorilla posted something. What's funny is I still haven't got a notification about my own channel going live, which is always funny to me.
I did. 30 seconds after you started, I got my notification. Yeah, as soon as the countdown ended, notification happened.
Nice. But yeah, things are just weird. I don't know. Maybe the internet just doesn't like me all that much.
Yeah, nothing boomer happens. It's not a Vilemike show.
But I'm not a boomer.
You do boomer some stuff.
Despite what my kids say. Hell, one of my kids made a joke about what was it like fighting in World War II. And I wanted to smack him because I'm like, I ain't that old.
My father fought in World War II.
My father fought in Vietnam. My grandfather fought in World War II. Both of them.
My father was born in 1923. He joined the military when he was 16. Lied about his age.
No, I had one grandparent that was a bombardier on a PB-2Y, and one that was part of the Army infantry in Europe. The other one was the Pacific.
I looked up his records one time, and 90% of it's redacted because it's under naval intelligence. And the part where it was Cook, some of it was redacted, some of it was not. I'm like, what the hell did he do?
No, I think the most interesting aspect of my paternal grandfather's military record is the fact that he had 7 confirmed kills.
Damn.
That's it. According to him, it was a lot more than that, but according to his record, he only had 7 confirmed.
The only thing my father talked about was the hot women in Berlin, and he didn't tell me why or when he was in Berlin, and waking up the bombs and describing Pearl Harbor attack. The only thing he ever talked about. The women and Pearl Harbor.
Oh, no, I've got recordings of one of my grandfather's stories from World War II, and I want to do something with them, but not for the reasons that you actually might think. The thing is, I'm the only one in possession of these recordings because they were my mom's property, and I want to use them to fuck over the rest of my family.
Hang on a second. Something just happened to StreamYard. Yvette's comment just popped up at 9:28. And my comment's now popping up. Okay, comments now popping up on StreamYard, dude.
Oh, yeah, and they're finally... Yeah, that's interesting. It's finally working.
Wow.
Maybe that's because LDG muted himself. StreamYard's just like, oh, he's finally not here. We'll let the chat work again. Yay, see? I can post them again. Woohoo! Test. It's a tiny island. Sorry.
A lot of the next stuff military record for random soldiers are just covering less than illegal missions or other bad PR. This was his missions. I didn't know where he went. It's just redacted, all blacked out. 1941. Pearl Harbor. Cook. I'm like, okay. After the January 8th or 9th, blacked out. I'm like, what the fuck happened?
Elihu, one of the funniest things about my dad's service record, my dad was a Master Chief in the U.S. Navy, and he was in Vietnam. He was in the Gulf War, but the funniest thing was none of his record is redacted, except for one point that says transfer order Area 51, and then 12 pages of black, and then transfer back to the USS Abraham Lincoln.
What year was this? This was
like a 3-month or 3-week during the beginning of the Gulf War.
That's the 90s, 95, 96, right?
Yes.
Was it 95, 96, there. What was going on in 95? The development of the stealth bomber.
No. It was much lamer than that. It was just... Basically, they were going testing to see if... At least this is according to my dad, so take it with a grain of salt. It was doing the feasibility of launching the F-111 or the F-117 from aircraft carriers. That was it. So apparently they realized that it was just cheaper to have them fly from the U.S. to the Gulf instead of trying to take a ride on an aircraft carrier.
Fuel efficient.
But yeah, well, cost effective.
Ah.
But yeah, that according to him, that's all it was. But it's still funny to hear him tell the story how lame it was, and it's still being completely redacted in his record. And it's the only thing that's redacted in his entire record.
I thought that was something to be tested. Lockheed Martin would do that, not the Area 51. Where they develop the planes and the engines, not test shit like that. That sounds like Lockheed Martin stuff.
Where do you think they tested the F-117? At Groom Lake.
No, I mean the analyzation of, is it cost effective or not cost effective? That would have been a Langley, Lockheed Martin decision, not an Area 51 decision.
Well, it wasn't Area 51, actually. It was just Groom Lake, Edwards Air Force Base. But yeah, he's like, no, it was Area 51. I mean, that... But yeah... When I first heard about, my dad was at Area 51, I was like, oh, what? I was gullible at that age. So I'm like, did you see the alien spacecraft? And he's like, there's no aliens at Area 51. There's no UFOs.
They're in Ohio. They're all in Ohio, okay? They only black out the windows when they're testing planes. And it's compartmentalized. You don't know what the other person's doing. Like the Manhattan Project, 100,000 people working on it. Nobody knew what the other person was doing. Everything's compartmentalized there.
Elihu, please don't tell me you actually think that we have recovered UFOs in our government.
No comment. Look at the 20 memo, okay? The 20 memo.
So, I don't care. We've never recovered a UFO, or at least not a alien spacecraft. A non-terrestrial Earth-based craft.
Come on, haven't you seen the Hollywood movies? Where do you think they get the ideas from? Area 51.
Even your vets. Oh my God, Elihu.
Yeah, I'm just fucking with you. There was no recovered spacecraft, no. I still think things are flying around that's not terrestrial, but no, we never recovered anything.
Sorry, I'm one of those people where the answer is never fucking magic and never fucking aliens. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Bob Lazar is a very intelligent man, but most of his stuff that he said he did there, I don't believe. No.
Well, he's full of shit.
Yeah, but he's a very intelligent man. But no. You didn't work on that shit, dude. Come on. Like, what's his name said? The guy who's in charge of ATIP. He doesn't believe anything was recovered, just something out there flying. I forgot the guy's name. I believe him.
No, I'm one of those people who are of the mind that as incompetent as our government is, there's no way they could hide something like that for any length of time. Oh, I agree with you, Yvette. I'm saying that if we did, but I said our government is so inept. I don't see us actually doing anything.
Nah.
I mean, I'm surprised that any military operation actually succeeds with how many leaks happen. I mean, there's a story from the Gulf War where a reporter was in a city and reporting about how they had just discovered plans for this specific city to be attacked by the United States Army. And they should be here in X amount of time. These are the maneuvers that they're going to do. And literally a group of Iraqis surrendered to the news crew so they wouldn't have to fight us.
It's not as bad as Geraldo Rivera telling everybody on live television where the soldiers' locations were.
Okay, Rock Solid. What do you mean by TOTK? I don't know what you mean.
Tucky? Okay? I don't know.
Is that the new Zelda? If that's the new Zelda, you know you're the vile child's going to be very upset with you. It's not the government covering up; it's the MIB.
Here come the men in black.
And I've just been demonetized. Thank you. I'll let you.
TikTok. Tears of the Kingdom. Yeah, new Zelda.
Yeah, I figured as much. I have not seen anything about the new Zelda. As I said, I want to wait till I actually have a chance to play and beat Breath of the Wild first, and I haven't had a chance to do that. Mostly because I've been too lazy. Not lazy. I've been too cheap to buy a new Switch.
Oh, by the way, the PS5 surge is basically considered over because market value and online sales are the same prices. So you're not getting any PS5 is now going about $400 to $500 at the stores, $400 to $500 online. So you don't get the PS5 sale war is over. By the way.
Okay.
I was thinking about buying one, but I was like, I'm not paying $800 for one.
In all honesty, this is the first generation where I have no interest in buying any of the consoles. Because they're not that great of an improvement over the last generation. I'm sorry.
I've had my PS4 since 2016, okay? I need a new gaming system. The disk drive doesn't even work.
I'm just saying, from a technical standpoint, sorry about the beeping, you're going to have to deal with it for a second, is the consoles are not much better than the previous generation at all. Damn it.
I need to make more coffee. Damn.
And Rock Solid's saying that Ratchet and Clank is worth buying a PS5, but I'm not a Ratchet and Clank fan. I'm sorry.
Oh, I played Ratchet and Clank years ago, man.
In all honesty, I think the last Ratchet and Clank game that I enjoyed playing was Secret Agent Clank on the PSP.
Why is my phone still on? Chat's working now. Sheesh.
So maybe Rock Solid should do a live stream where he plays Breath of the Wild and the new one.
Yeah, tell everybody how bad of a game it is. You're gonna play it. Yeah, you want to complain?
Yeah. Rock Solid, as I've been trying to tell you, I pull your leg on that one so much because the Vile Child loves that Zelda game. I still have not played it other than like 2 minutes into it. Because I'm lame. I don't have time to play video games all the time anymore.
I do.
Got it. When did Star Trek Picard finally end?
2 months ago.
Okay, let's see.
Like about a couple months ago.
All right. April 20th is when the last episode ended.
Yeah, I ordered my shirt on the 28th. I didn't get it until like the 6th of the next month.
It took me a month to watch 10 episodes. I've played it multiple times. I've discussed why I don't like it multiple times. Yeah, but have you done it on a live stream? And Jerem, I would firmly disagree with that. Twilight Princess and Wind Waker were both great games, in my opinion.
If you guys get a chance, make sure you guys get one of these little pins. This is pretty cool.
Are you showing off your Shaw?
Yeah. No. I even have the shirt.
Oh, hey guys, I have to call a client. I just got a major breakthrough. Hey, Vile, how long you about to close down here shortly, or?
I have no idea. It depends on who comes up.
He's only been here for about 95 minutes.
I don't know how long this will take, but if it's not, it was good seeing you this week, and everybody in the chat. Thanks for having me. Appreciate it. Love you. Underground's open, freethenet.org/underground for later, and hope you guys can swing by. Take care.
Later.
Later, guys.
Well, you don't stream, but that's what I do. So why don't you come up here and talk on the stream? Rock Solid, I'm not going to disparage you for not liking the cell shading and the art design for Wind Waker, because I can kind of agree on that point, but the gameplay and the storyline were still really well done, and that's why I look for it. A bad game with good controls and good story is still a good game, in my opinion. It's like, I'm going to probably catch some flack for this, but with, I like Fallout 3 for the story. I think the storyline for Fallout 3 is great. I think what Bethesda did was taking it in a really weird direction, and I think there's some major issues with what they decided to go to, but the overall idea for the game and everything was still pretty good. But let's face it, there are plenty of issues with Fallout 3 in anything.
Never played any Fallout game.
You're in the shower. How are you commenting from the shower?
He's probably got one of those water protectors, phone protectors.
So if you didn't like the cell shaded Zelda games, and I'm not going to say that word because it's just weird. Does that mean you didn't like Phantom Hourglass or Spirit Tracks either? Because I like those ones as well. They were fun. Weird control scheme, but they were fun. I'd rather see those ones ported over and using a standard controller control scheme instead of the touchscreen aspect. And at least the fairy in Phantom Hourglass wasn't nearly as annoying as Navi was.
Never really got into the Zelda games. Oh, voice to text. Okay. I didn't want to read that one. That's why I read the last one.
I see. Well, when you get out of the shower, go ahead and join up. Just don't turn on your camera. I don't need to see naked Rock Solid. I'd rather keep my eyesight intact. You've never played those ones? Okay. God, in that case, I'm wondering, there's a bunch of Zelda games. Have you played any of the DS Zelda games? What was it? God, trying to think. Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra is waterproof. I still wouldn't want to have my phone in the shower. I'm sorry.
Well, I don't take my phone in the shower. Period. Why?
I remember when I was a teenager or so, I got one of those waterproof radios you're supposed to be able to put in your shower that hangs from the shower thing. And I never put it in the damn shower because I was still like, it's going to get wet. It's going to get wet. They say it's waterproof, but it's going to get wet.
They were waterproof. We used to have one.
Well, I can understand that. I actually am trying to record a bunch of the Kinder videos for now. I did one with Mrs. Vile's nieces and nephews as well as one with Mrs. Vile yesterday, and I'm going to stagger them over. So I'll have stuff to post for the next few weeks.
Agreed, Resolute. Totally agreed.
This is going to probably shock you, Roxy, but Link's Awakening was the first Zelda game I ever played. That's the game that got me into the series. To this day, I play it at least once a year, always on Game Boy. I have a copy of Link's Awakening DX that I have had for years that I replay every once in a while. I've probably replaced the battery in it 2 or 3 times by now.
The only handheld gaming device I ever had was a Game Boy. And those old football games.
Now, the only game that I've ever said that for Zelda that I've ever played that I would say is honestly bad. I'm going to see if I can pull up an image of it. Because I'm sure it's one that most people haven't seen. Where is it? There we go.
The rainbow. Yeah, I know. Sometimes it's easier just to do shorts.
Okay, this is the only Zelda game I ever thought was dumb.
Oh, shit. I remember those. The Game Watches. Damn it.
The problem with trying to find it was the fact that I typed in Zelda Game Watch, and of course the Game & Watch is what shows up all the time. I got a not the original version of this thing, but one of the reissues from a few years back. And yeah, it was it's just one of the boss fights from the original Zelda over and over again, pretty much. I had more fun with when it came to video game watches with my old Power Rangers one than I had with this one. And no, these were not in Happy Meals, but
Toys R Us.
It would have been awesome if they well, I got mine through Avon, believe it or not. The makeup company.
Toys R Us for me.
Well, the reissue one I got through Avon.
I used to get my gaming stuff from Toys R Us.
One of my mom's friends sold Avon, but for some reason they had a bunch of other weird products that were in their catalog, including video game watches. I don't know why.
Okay. Oh, I do need to make more coffee. Damn it. I don't want to get up.
Yeah, I'm out of coffee myself.
Damn, I gotta take.
And if no one comes up in the next 5 minutes, because I'm out of coffee, I might end the stream at 2 hours.
I think that was a hint. Is she still listening?
Yeah, I can understand that, Gary. I would love to have the ability to come up with stuff every day to post, but for the same channel, I don't think I could do it. I would have to do like a different thing, or I could post a video for if the channel was a different subject. You know what I mean? Like one for the Vilemike channel, one for if it was just SD Game Swap, one for Jet Nerdy. Once I can start doing that again.
Coffee does not suck.
Hold on. God damn it.
Coffee rocks. You know, coffee may be the elixir of life, but chocolate is the essence of all life.
No,
Yes.
that's not what I want.
Coffee is a necessity of life, Resolute Charm. I agree. Gorilla says camp arms in a cast. Well, take a saw and a hammer and break the cast off your arm.
This is for you, Gary.
Resolute, no. Times that number by 5.
Yeah, Germ. I don't. Yeah, when you say 3 cups a day, you mean my 24-ounce cups, not those little 8-ounce cups, right? Last time when I was getting my mocha espresso, someone was like, "How many shots of espresso do you put in that thing?" I'm like, 6.
That's why everywhere I go, I have to make sure the hotel I'm staying at has a coffee pot maker in the hotel room. I made that mistake in DC. Never again. It's the only time I did not have a coffee pot in the room. Gotta have coffee right when I wake up. I'm not getting dressed, go downstairs to the lobby, get coffee, go back upstairs. No.
I mean McDonald's supersized cups. Yeah, those ones are now 32 ounces. So yeah, 3 32-ounce cups of coffee. Yeah, that's about that's a good day.
Well, today's a good day to go to the museum.
Which museum?
Cal Academy.
What?
Everybody's at Beta Breakers today. I forgot about that.
What museum?
Cal Academy of Science.
I've never even heard of that before.
Yeah, it's one of the main museums in San Francisco. It's like it has a natural history section. It has a lot of penguins. Has a planetarium. Has a rainforest area. Has a whole basement full of the whole basement's the aquarium. The famous albino alligators there.
Who else thinks that we should tie him down and force a funnel in his mouth and pour a cup of coffee down it?
I do. Me. Wait, did I speak up too soon?
Maybe I'll do a Twitter poll, Gary, after the stream. Who thinks we should tie Gary down and force feed him a cup of coffee?
Speaking of polls, did you ever reveal the answer?
Yes, it was Anne Frank.
Oh, okay. I thought it was her talking.
No, it was Anne Frank. But it was just, as I said, I was just dumbfounded by the whole scenario.
I cannot stand Starbucks, rock solid. You want to go to
Starbucks doesn't make coffee; they make burnt coffee.
Yeah, Starbucks is disgusting.
How very progressive of you, Vilemike.
The only reason to go to Starbucks is if you have a dog with you and you can get a free puppuccino. It's a cup of foam for your dog. It's the only reason to go to Starbucks.
I only get Starbucks to get gift cards for people who don't like good coffee. Well, rock solid, you're half right. I can get enough coffee to guarantee he's addicted for life and a little longer.
Oh, yeah, I gotta have my coffee.
Well, I can say with all certainty, I am not addicted to coffee. I'm addicted to caffeine.
I'm not addicted to caffeine. I just love coffee. I need coffee in the mornings. I drink non-caffeinated soda.
Sorry, Germ, I disagree because Starbucks burns their beans too much. They don't know the fucking meaning of a blonde roast. Their blonde roast is a freaking dark roast everywhere else.
Yeah, I cannot stand Starbucks. If I want to just waste $7 on a small cup of coffee, I'll just open the door and throw $7 into the door and walk out. I'd rather go to
All right. Well,
Pete's.
since no one bothered coming up, and we've gone for 2 hours, I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream. Unless someone wants to come up in the next 5 seconds. Or how about this? I got it. If no one wants to come up by the time our favorite video plays, I'll go ahead and end the stream. All right. You're 19 years old now. I figure it's about time you got one after all your complaining. And Rock Solid is showing his ignorance when it comes to coffee by not knowing what a blonde roast is.
Oh my gosh.
And no, it's not when you put a blonde on stage and tell jokes about her character. As I said, they don't know what a blonde roast is at Starbucks, Derm. But all right, I'm going to go ahead and end the stream. I'll see you guys next week. I'll try to repost the Kinder video again, hopefully with the audio. If not, I'll figure something else out. If I got to re-render it a third time, we'll see. So in that case, I'll just say later, folkses.